Alright, me babbers, my name's Tommy and welcome to a brand new video where today I'll be counting down my top 10 favourite starter Pokemon. Now, you may have noticed that the layout is a little bit different in that the font has turned from blue to white. I just thought that would make it a little bit clearer to see. Also, something else I wanted to address is that last video I said there'll be a new series coming to the channel next video. So this is the next video. And as you can see, it's definitely not a new series, and the reason for that is I was on holiday last week and I thought I'd have time to film it and get it sent to be edited, but unfortunately I didn't have the time I thought. So I've quickly come up with this one, so it might be a bit rough around the edges, but I just wanted to upload. It should be fine. So then next week the video will be edited and recorded and should be fine to be uploaded. So, without further ado, let's get into the list. At number 10, we have Treecko. Now, many of you may be surprised to see this Pokemon this high up the list, just because many regard it as the best starter for Generation 3. Now, I do not believe that, as you'll see later on in the video, but I'm not saying it's not a good Pokemon. I definitely think it is. But as a first stage evolution Pokemon, it's a bit meh. I mean, it's a bit bland, it doesn't look particularly good, it looks a bit weak. It's still a good Pokemon. What it evolves into is an absolute beast. But at the moment it's just a bit meh. So that's number 10. At number 9, we have Totodile. Now, this is kind of the same reason as Treecko. In that it's not very good first Pokemon. This is just before it, just because I prefer what it evolves into and prefer it now. Now it looks a lot better than Treecko. I think it has a much better design, despite the blandness and especially what it evolves into. For Ralligator, an absolute beast of a Pokemon. I've never had the pleasure of fighting with this Pokemon, although I would really like to. Look at it, it's an absolute beast. And even Totodile as a first stage looks pretty good. But I've never had one. I don't know what it's like. It could be absolutely atrocious. So that's why it's only at number 9. At number 8, we have Squirtle. Now, many of you again may be surprised to see this so high up, just because you may regard it as the best starter for Generation 1, but for me, it's not, as you'll see later on again. But this is higher up the list than Treecko and Totodile, just because I have fought with this Pokemon. I think it's a good Pokemon. Blastoise is a good Pokemon as well. All of them, all of the evolution lines, Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise are all good Pokemon, no doubt about that. But this was just higher up because I used to catch this one a lot in Pokemon Go, so it's got a little bit of a place in my heart. It's got a little place, which is why it's number 8. Coming in at number 7, we have Litten. Now, Litten was my starter for Gen 7, Pokemon Sun. But I didn't really like Litten as a Pokemon. I only got it just so I can get Incineroar. So it was just getting this Pokemon so I can get through Torracat and then into Incineroar. But it's lower down than Squirtle, just because I've had this one for longer. I have got Incineroar. It is my highest level Pokemon in the game. So yeah, that's why it's at number 7. At number 6, we have Turtwig. Now, I absolutely love this Pokemon. I just do. I don't really know why. It just got a place in my heart. I think it's kind of a reason. I think it's just because I fought really hard to get this Pokemon in Pokemon Diamond, and then I traded it to my brother for some reason. I can't remember the details exactly. And said, "Come on, please keep it safe." And then he traded it on. That wasn't actually a Turtwig, that was a Torterra, which I'm going to get onto now. What an absolute beast of a Pokemon a Torterra is, with that tree on his back. I think Torterra is... it's a bit of a debate, but it might be better than Infernape in my opinion. Obviously, if a Torterra was up against Infernape, Infernape would absolutely destroy it just because of the fire grass. But I just like Turtwig. I don't know why. I mean, I would choose it. I'd choose Chimchar just because it's a lot more powerful, as you'll see later. But I don't know. It's just got a place in my heart. I think Grottle is a little bit bland. I'm not really sure about Grottle, but Turtwig and Torterra are fantastic Pokemon in my opinion. But it's only number 6. At number 5, we have Charmander. Now, I touched on this a little bit earlier, talking about Squirtle, but this is, in my opinion, the best Generation 1 starter. I think most of you will agree with that. With just Charizard, you know, it's one of the biggest mascots, other than Pikachu, of course, of Pokemon, and that's why people choose Charmander as a starter. And not only that, but Charmander is a very, very good Pokemon. It was chosen by Red, who is one of the best Pokemon trainers ever, and I think it's just a really good concept, like a dragon. Who doesn't love a dragon? And the fire type it's just a really powerful Pokemon, and Charmeleon and Charizard are just really powerful, and I don't think anyone dislikes Charmander, really, do they? At number 4, we have Froakie. Now, I used to play Pokemon Y. I started it a couple of years ago. I didn't really get into it, and then I started it again last year, and I absolutely loved it. Now, Froakie was my starter just because I knew what Greninja was, and I thought, you know, that's a pretty good Pokemon. But as I started, I just absolutely loved this Pokemon. Like, I would happily just have this Pokemon all the way throughout. Froakie's an absolute beast. I mean, Frogadier is a bit meh. I'm not really sure about him. Greninja's amazing, absolutely amazing. As you'll see in my shiny Pokemon list, he is one of my favourite shiny Pokemons ever. I think it's an absolute beauty of a design. And Froakie's Pokemon, I just like it. It's cute. It's got good attacks. I just like it. It's a frog. Who doesn't like frogs? Into the top 3 now, and at number 3 we have Chimchar. Now, Generation 4 is my favourite gen, but the starter of Generation 4 isn't actually my favourite starter. But Chimchar as a Pokemon is a good Pokemon. I mean, but I think the main reason for it being at number 3 is Infernape, and Infernape is an absolute beast of a Pokemon. I mean, the typing firefighting is absolutely insane. I love it. I think the concept like a fire monkey, I think is just, I love it. I love the concept of this Pokemon. I love the look of the Pokemon. I love everything about this Pokemon. Again, with that Turtwig thing, I would only choose this just because it was more powerful. Because that's exactly what it is. I mean, it is an absolute powerful Pokemon. And that's why it's at number 3. At number 2, we have Cyndaquil. Now, Pokemon Heart Gold is my favourite game, despite Generation 4 being my favourite gen. So playing Heart Gold, I chose Cyndaquil as my starter, and I loved it. Again, the middle evolutions of the starter Pokemon are not really that great, but the first evolution and the end evolution are great. I think Cyndaquil's an absolute. I like this Pokemon. I just do. I like the look of it. I like the concept of it. Quilava, not really sure if I like that or not. I think the name is good. I like the name. And then you got Typhlosion, and Typhlosion, I have him on my Heart Gold team, obviously, and he's fantastic. Like, he is my second best Pokemon, and that's saying something because I have a Lucario, which is my first. I have a Mewtwo. And Typhlosion, is my second best. It's better than my Mewtwo, which says a lot about that Pokemon. And it's just got it's got a place in my heart, and I just like it. So that's why it's at number 2. And for my number 1 spot, I chose Torchic. Now, if you watch my top 10 favorite Pokemon, you'll know that Blaziken was definitely up there in the top 3. Mega Evolutions, Blaziken was my number 1. I just really like this Pokemon. I don't know, I like Blaziken. I don't really know when it started or anything. I just liked it, and I have had the pleasure of actually playing with a Torchic. I think Combuskin has got a little bit of controversy over the looks. I think if you know anything about Pokemon, you know what I'm talking about. But I mean, I don't really like Combuskin. I'm going to be honest. Again, it's that middle evolution thing. I'm not really sure about it. But Blaziken, that is literally the main reason why Torchic is on this list. I mean, Torchic as a Pokemon, I think it's cute. I like Torchic. It might be a bit weak, but I mean, who doesn't love a chicken? You know, a nice chick. It's good. It's good. And Blaziken, firefighting again, same as the Infernape, but I think, I'm not gonna lie, I think a fire chicken is just a better concept than a fire monkey. And to pull off a fire chicken as well is just great. And that Mega Evolution of a Blaziken, oh, so good. So good. And I just love Blaziken, I love Torchic, I love Mega Blaziken, I just love everything about this Pokemon, apart from Combuskin maybe. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.